Hi guys, welcome back to Marsh Forever. My name is Tiana, and in today's video we're going to be doing our first pregnancy related video. I'm so excited to finally get that off my chest and shout it from the rooftop that we are pregnant. We are expecting our last baby, I think. So if you're new here, my family and I moved into our dream home around 8 months ago, which is a new construction semi-custom home. And normally on this channel we are just transforming each space little by little, making this house our forever home. But now that we're finally expecting, we are going to do some pregnancy and future baby related content as well. So if you love all things home decor, DIY, that white, black, and gray aesthetic, neutral tones, pregnancy videos, baby videos soon to come, I guess, please be sure to hit that subscribe button to join our Marsh Forever family. And if you're oldie but goodie, welcome back, guys. So I know I've been gone for a minute, guys, but I really had to take some time for my mental, emotional health for sure. This is a very difficult process for me. It's super exciting, but it comes with, you know, its own trauma from our previous experience. So what I'm first gonna do is go into like our IVF infertility story recap in like a minute or less, and then I'll jump right into the first trimester recap. And so Erica and I were diagnosed infertile around 24, and then yet less than a year after our diagnosis we decided to do IVF. That was our only option. We didn't qualify for IUI or anything else like that. And so we did IVF right away. The first cycle we got 39 eggs or so. Didn't make any embryos though. We actually transferred 2 morulas, I think they're called, but they didn't take. We ended up taking a 6-month break, doing IVF again, yielded the same amount of eggs. We ended up transferring a fresh embryo in March. That embryo did not take because I ended up having polyps. Got my polyps removed, healed for a month, then went into my next cycle. We transferred 2 embryos. That resulted in a twin pregnancy, and we were having a boy and a girl. But around 15 weeks, we found out that our daughter had high drops, that we would not carry her to term. And then around 17, 18 weeks, her heart started beating. I still did, however, carry all the way to 38 weeks, where I was actually induced because my son fell below the 10th percentile, and I delivered him and our daughter via C-section. Last summer, we transferred our 4th embryo, and that embryo did not take. And then this past July, we transferred our 5th and final embryo, and that embryo took and is sticking around and hanging around with us. So we feel super fortunate and super blessed, but that's how we got here today. So let's jump into our first trimester recap. But of course I have to start with a bump shot. Oh my gosh, I'm doing a bump shot. I am 17 weeks now, guys. I know this video is like a little behind, and I think by the time you're seeing this, I'm like 19, 20 weeks. Okay, so please forgive me. I'm gonna show you guys a quick bump shot, and then we'll really jump into the recap. All right, guys, so here's my little 17-week bump. Still a small bump. I usually carry very small. I'm holding my tassels here so you guys can see, but I usually carry pretty small. So we'll see how this pregnancy turns out. All right, great. So first trimester recap. Let's start when I found out when I was pregnant, and I have everything on my phone, so that's why I'll be looking down. But I found out I was pregnant 6 days after transfer. I know that I am pregnant when I feel this weighted feeling in my uterus. It's like someone put a quarter in my uterus. Like, it's not heavy, but it feels heavy for what it is. And so I absolutely knew I was pregnant. I tested because I knew I was pregnant, and my test came back positive, and I was super excited. I did record the reaction. I did record Eric's reaction, and I will probably upload that footage. It is so cringy to watch because it's so raw, and it's like my real reaction. Whew, but I'm gonna do it. So I found out 6 days after transfer, and then 11 days after transfer I got my beta test, which is your blood HCG test, and my number was 255. And then 13 days past transfer, I got my second beta and my number was 458. It didn't quite double, but it wasn't quite 48 hours. The timing was off, and so my nurse said, like, your numbers are great. I did get another beta with my OB/GYN, and I think the number was like, I don't remember, I think like 3,100 or something. So it like did what it was supposed to do in like the next, I don't know, like 4 to 5 days. So that's that. The apps that I'm currently using are the Bump app, What to Expect, and Pregnancy Plus. I used all those apps last time, so I'm using those this time as well. So let's start with symptoms, okay? So the first symptom I had like the day I turned 6 weeks was nausea. Oh gosh, guys, I hate nausea so bad. Like, it's so debilitating for me. I can deal with pretty much anything else, but nausea will have me in the bed not wanting to do anything. And I feel like this time it was much harder to deal with the nausea because I have a toddler too. So I can't just lay in the bed all day and do nothing. I have to still take care of him when my husband's at work. So it's like I had to like muster up all the energy I had to like give it to him because I had nothing for myself. And so the nausea lasted about 13 weeks. It started with a couple spells, and then it was just like all day. And then once I turned 8 weeks, I got a little scared because I felt like the nausea was subsiding. Like, I would wake up in the morning and feel normal. And I didn't like that because, you know, it could be a sign for a miscarriage. You know, my mind always goes through the worst thing ever. But I realized my nausea was switching to just at nighttime. So in the morning time, I would try to get up and do everything I could in the morning if I felt good that day, which was most days. But by the time like 3 o'clock came, it was over. Now when I went back to work, that was great because I usually get off around 3:30, and so I'll be able to work, and I would have like nausea spells here and there, but I would be very functional. But as soon as I got off work and like got in my car and started to go home, the nausea would kick in. I would be super tired and I would just feel like just crap. I hated it. Now with me, I didn't really throw up. I threw up one time on my own. And I only think that's because I took my prenatal pills on an empty stomach, because when I vomited, that's all I smelled was my pills, and I had nothing else on my stomach. Like, it was just water, essentially. I was throwing up. And sorry, this is TMI, guys. And then any other time I had to vomit, I kind of like had to make myself do it just to give myself some relief, because I will really not throw up. I would just be nauseous all day, and I absolutely hate that. Around 7 weeks, I noticed like smells would start to trigger my nausea. I remember Eric wearing cologne. He probably sprayed it twice, and I was sick for the whole rest of the day. Like, it ruined my whole day, and I was so frustrated. I'm like, you cannot wear cologne anymore. Like, if you do, I'm gonna leave. It was just so traumatizing. Like, I'm gonna be in bed all day if I smell this particular scent. And yeah, other things would trigger it, but his cologne is the worst. Even now, I don't want to smell your cologne. Like, if you do something like put on like an oil or something behind your neck, but a cologne, it's a dead no for me. I only like sweet smells like cinnamon or sugar. And so I didn't want to smell anything else other than that, honestly. Like, changing my son, let's even talk about it. The nausea, I will say this go round, made me realize I do not want any more children, which sounds horrible, but that's how bad it was for me. Or nausea in general, that's how bad it is for me. It made me say, okay, babe, I don't care if this baby's a girl or a boy. I mean, we don't care anyway, but I feel like if we have another boy, my husband would want to try at least one more time. But I said, I don't care. I don't care what we get. You get what you get. Don't throw a fit. I cannot deal with the nausea. Like, me being all in bed all day, not being able to give my son just like the attention and love he needs. It was just so hard for me. So it's a hard no for me right now. Some things that helped me were, yeah, drinking water or eating small meals and like getting out of the bed and doing stuff, but it was just hard to actually physically get out of the bed. And I didn't have a problem eating small meals like yogurt or bread, like bagel and cream cheese is really good for me, or I love like a Chick-fil-A wrap, something with no scent. I didn't want to smell what I was eating, I just wanted to eat it. Those things were fine, but if I didn't want those things, it was hard to just figure out what I wanted. Like I wanted to just list a bunch of things until I like, oh yeah, I want that. So that was hard. I tried to just eat things that didn't have the scent, that I can just warm up or just eat cold and I'd be fine. Some things that I had aversions to, like instantly, garlic, seafood, and just seeing raw meat, and coffee, guys. That really hurt my soul when I couldn't have coffee, because we have a Embryo machine and I love making coffee in the morning. And no, I didn't even want to smell. I could smell the beans, and it was to the point where I wanted to just take everything out the machine, just throw it all away. But my husband still wanted to make his coffee. That would have been unfair, but it was so hard. But normally I am a pescatarian, but usually I'm a vegetarian. Like, let's start there. But in the summertime, I will eat seafood. That's the only time I like seafood is the summertime. But I instantly was like, no more seafood, that's done. And I quickly went to meat. I had a hard time gaining weight my last pregnancy because I was, well, she said maybe because I'm vegetarian, and some of the things that vegetarians would normally eat I didn't like. And so I had a hard time gaining weight, and so I started to eat meat like midway through my first pregnancy. And so this go around, I just simply said, let me eat meat. I guess I'm a little traumatized by my son being born smaller. I wasn't really eating a lot in general, but I really just wanted to have the things I felt like I needed to have to sustain this pregnancy. And I craved meat, so it's not like I didn't want it. I did want it, so this made me more, I guess, motivated to have it. I also really liked fruit. So not strawberries, just like grapes. I loved apples and like cantaloupe, something really melony. I really love that, and citrusy. So lemons, I could just suck on a lemon and be happy. So those are the things I loved. Another horrible symptom that I did not have last time that I had this time, that's absolutely disgusting, so trigger warning, is spitting. That is like the nastiest thing ever. And I understand it's natural, but guys, I would be spitting all day, every day. And they say drink water, so when I could like really stomach water, because I like ice cold lemon water only, which is not normal because I'm a room temperature girl. But when I can stomach the ice cold lemon water, I would just guzzle it because it helped. I still would spit, but not as much when I wasn't drinking it. Like, it's like when I'm driving, I have to pull over to spit because I have not mastered how to spit out the window real hard. Like, I don't know how people do that because I can't do it. Every time I try to do it, the spit ends up in my car, which is so disgusting. So I have to like pull over. Like, it was horrible. And that lasted, what did I write here? That lasted from 18 weeks to like 14, 15 weeks. I spit here and there now, and if I have a bad taste in my mouth, but now I'm to the point where I just brush my teeth because I don't want to spit, or I chew some minty gum. And so that has pretty much subsided, which I am so thankful for, because I have to like keep a trash can in my office space, and I also had a sink, and I just didn't like doing that. It was pretty nasty. The next symptom was the acid reflux. That started super early, like around 7 weeks. We were actually on vacation. We took our son to the beach for the first time, and I was laying in bed. I don't remember what I ate, but I was like, ooh, that doesn't feel good. I need some Tums. And I had to sit up, and since then I have been sitting up going to sleep. Now it's a little bit better, but I could not sleep laying flat. I had to be propped up with all the pillows and stuff, and I had to take Tums almost every night, and that lasted, I'll say, what I write here, until like 11 or 12 weeks. But that was pretty hard for me because that that really discouraged me from eating again. So I would eat my heaviest meal like in the middle of the day once I started like eating more, and then I would just have a shake or something super light for dinner, because I wanted and I was trying to eat super early, like 6 o'clock, so my food could digest. But even still, I never felt like it was digesting. And so that brings up my next symptom. I wasn't really, I mean, I guess it's vomiting, but I was vomiting my stomach acid in the morning. As soon as I would wake up in the morning, I would feel the acid like ready to come up. So as soon as the toothbrush would go in my mouth, I would just start gagging. And a lot of times there was nothing coming up. And I would gag for at least 7-8 times. And then this stomach acid would come up and it's just yellow. So no food, just the stomach acid. But it would happen every morning because I felt like whatever wasn't digesting in my stomach. And that's the worst. I started experiencing that symptom around, I would say like 16 to 18 weeks in my first pregnancy, and it lasted to the very end of my pregnancy. And that was the worst because I would be vomiting but also urinating on myself at the same time, because I mean, my bladder not strong right now, so it's the worst. And so Eric he would have to help me get ready every morning, like he's cleaning it up while I'm throwing up. And again, this time it's harder because I'm getting chunk ready. I have him on the sink brushing his teeth, and then I'm brushing my teeth, throwing up. It's just such it just wasn't a good time. I'm glad that's over. It started, like I said, in my second trimester in my last pregnancy, so I don't know if it's gonna pick back up later, but right now I'm good. It was happening every day or every other day for at least 2 to 3 weeks. And then it stopped, so I'm glad. I'm happy about that. My last 2 things I'll share symptom wise. I knew I was also pregnant because I was having super vivid dreams, like the craziest dreams that I can remember. Not right now, but at that moment when I woke up. And I keep having this one dream that I can remember, and it's of me having a girl. I don't know if it's gonna be a girl, but I keep having that dream. And they say you can dream the opposite sometimes. I remember having a dream about having a girl before, I think before I was pregnant or after I had Chunk and Ariel. I don't know, so I don't remember if that was me thinking I was dreaming of Ariel or if that was me dreaming of a future baby. So I don't know, but I have this distinct image of what this child looks like. So I don't know if I'm having a boy that would just look like what I seen, or I'm having this girl that looks like what I seen. So we'll see, I don't know. And the last one is weight gain. Didn't gain any weight. It's not really a symptom, but I wanted to share. I don't usually gain weight until around 18-20 weeks. Like I said last time, it was hard for me to gain weight, but by the end I ended up gaining like 20-25 pounds, something like that. But I lost it like within the first 8 weeks. It just came off, which I'm thankful for. So prayerfully I had that same experience. Now I'm going to jump into appointments to share all the appointments that I had. So with IVF, we start appointments super early because they want to make sure that the baby's where they're supposed to be, everything is progressing normally, and then you graduate and then you go on to see your OB. And so my very first appointment was at 6 weeks, and that was to do like my dating scan and to check the heartbeat. We couldn't see the heart, we couldn't hear the heartbeat, we could just see the little flicker. It was so small. I'm gonna try to put the pictures of the sonograms here so you guys can see it, but at this stage the yolk sac was bigger than the baby, and so that's all they really was measuring, was the yolk sac and the small baby, and then check for the heartbeat, and the heartbeat was 180 beats per minute. At my 8-week appointment, which was exactly 2 weeks later, they checked the heartbeat and the growth again, and this is where you graduate from the fertility clinic. And so where are the heartbeats per minute on this one? Let me go this way. Okay, and so that one was 177 beats per minute, and that appointment was pretty cool because we actually saw the baby, saw the heartbeat. It looked, I feel like, bigger or relatively the same size as the exact. Again, I'll try to put a nice picture on the screen so you guys can see a little video or something like that. And it's funny because when she first checked the heartbeat, it was like 190 something or 200. And she was like, no, that's too fast. She was like, you take a deep breath and then hold your breath. So I had to, and then while she took the heartbeat, and it ended up being 177. Okay. The next appointment was my 11-week appointment. That was my first appointment with my OB. There I did all of the blood work. I did my Pap smear. They make you do the gonorrhea, syphilis test, blah, blah, blah. It probably took like 10 valves of blood. I did my NIPT, if I didn't already just say that. I did that with like the genetic test to make sure the baby has all of the proper chromosomes, and it also can tell you the baby's gender. So with IVF, you can do something called PGS testing, but we did not do that because of our age. Our doctor just didn't recommend it for us. And so it's equivalent to that. So we just waited to do the NIPT because with IVF, that test was like an additional $3,000 with the NIPT. The insurance covered that. So we waited for that, and everything is good. Everything checked out great. I also had to do my glucose test early this time. Now, the last time I was pregnant, you don't do that till you're 7 months, but this time I had to do it, and then I had to wait an hour, and they took my blood again, and everything checked out to be great. I didn't fast at all. Did I fast? No, I ate, I think, before I came to the place to get my blood and drink the test or whatever, but I didn't eat anything sugary or sweet. And of course you can't eat anything in that 1 hour, and I had to sit in the waiting room, which I hated because that one is so busy, but I had to do it. And that one they give you 50 grams, and I had the orange flavor, and it wasn't that bad. It just tastes like a soda. And then let's see, the baby's heartbeat during that appointment was 164 beats per minute, so still very, very high. The next appointment we did was the NT scan. Now, remember I told you guys about our daughter. We found out at 15 weeks she had high drops, and we did not do the NT scan. So how most, I think, doctors' offices do is you do the NT scan or you do the NIPT test. But this time my doctor's like, nope, we're doing both. We're crossing our T's, we're dotting our I's, because I just want to make sure. And she was like, I'm not sure last time why that wasn't ordered, but you were supposed to do both. You were supposed to do both because there were 2 embryos. We would have found out, but I didn't find that. Sorry guys, my camera went out for a second. I was saying you're supposed to do both when you have twins, but I don't know why we didn't do it. And I didn't find out about Ariel until we went to a private sonogram to see the genders, because with my insurance we have Kaiser, they don't tell you the gender, or they don't confirm and like tell you the correct gender until the anatomy scan. And with the NIPT test, when you're having twins, they can only tell you if you're having at least 1 boy. They can't tell you the sex of each child. So this time we did the NT scan with my high-risk doctor. I absolutely love her. She's amazing. So I was so pressed to go and visit her, and everything was great. She said there's no sign of high drops, the baby looks great. And they actually changed my due date and moved it up 2 days. So there is that. And the baby's heartbeat that day was 158 beats per minute. So baby is just beating away. Okay, that's all of the appointments that I had. I had a 15-week one. I have a anatomy scan coming up. I have another, what is that, a 19-week one, and I have an echocardiogram, and I'll talk about those in probably like the next pregnancy update, and go over those results. Okay, so let's jump into supplements. So I took tons of supplements. I still am taking a lot of supplements, but I was taking more my first trimester because of IVF. So with IVF, I had to take S-Trace. It's 3 tablets. I take 1 tablet 3 times a day. I had to do that until I was 10 weeks pregnant. I also had to do the progesterone and oil shot. You can do the progesterone, the inserts. I don't like those. I just elected the shots. The shots are like, the needles are a little bit bigger because it's oil, but I prefer those ones over the inserts. And I had to do that before transfer, and I had to do it up to 10 weeks. Now both of those things I'm no longer on. So currently I am taking folate, fish oil, prenatal, baby aspirin, iron, zinc, calcium, and it has extra vitamin D in that one. The baby aspirin is something that's supposed to be coming standard soon because it has some correlation with reducing the chance of getting gestational diabetes, but that's something that they encourage for IVF anyway to prevent any blood clotting. So I'm going to stay on that, and all the other things I was just taking during IVF in general, but I'm going to continue and my doctor approved. And as far as the prenatal, I think I'm taking the Rainbow Light. It's the white jar with the green top. I'll put a picture on the screen. I took that last time and I like it. I can stomach it. It's a big pill, but I don't have a problem taking pills. Okay, now the final thing I'm going to go over to wrap this video up is the things I purchased to help me, and I have quite a bit of things that I purchased, so let me just quickly go through them all. The first thing I purchased, or actually I already had, and my friend let me borrow this from the last time I was pregnant, and so when she get pregnant I'm gonna give it back to her. And it's this pregnancy pillow here. It's shaped like a U. It's very, very comfortable. I started using it around 7 weeks when I had that acid reflux. I wanted to sit up. I'm not using it now. Pillows are enough, and I can lay semi-flat now, so it doesn't bother me. But I do like that pillow a lot. Even if I'm not like wrapping it around my back, I like it to just you know, wrap my legs in and stuff. So I love that pillow. It's still in our bedroom, like beside the bed, but I'm not using it right now. The next must have were Tums, in a big jar of Tums, because I bought like a little, I think Eric bought me like a little small pack, and it lasted probably like 3 days. Because Tums only give like temporary relief. You can only have a couple a day, but baby, when I needed it and I took it, okay? And so I have a big jar of Tums. I haven't taken any in a few weeks, but I'm definitely gonna keep them in case the heartburn or acid reflux comes back. The next thing I purchased were the postpartum undies. Okay, hubby was like, girl. Like, girl, those are for postpartum, but they're so comfortable. I wear them every single day. I bought like, I don't know, 10 pair of them. I wear them every single day, and they're so comfortable. For some reason, underwear like hitting my waistline or like my hip line, it was 1000% uncomfortable. Sleeping in them, wearing them at work, I would have rather just went free ball, and I wouldn't do that ever. And so I bought me some high-waisted postpartum undies, and I absolutely love them. I'm gonna be so sad I can't wear them anymore after like postpartum is over and the baby's like 2, and I should go back to my nice undies because they are so comfortable. I love them so much. I love coming home, getting in the shower, putting on a fresh pair, like, oh, I'm ready for bed. I had some maternity jeans, but I bought some more just because I don't really like maternity jeans, but I also don't like just having my pants unbuttoned. That, no, I have a high butt, and so no, I just can't do that. And I work with children, so I need to feel secure. And so this time, instead of buying the jeans that have like this band that comes over your belly, because my waist isn't like wide enough for that yet, I bought the ones with like the elastic in the side, kind of like what kids have. You can like drawstring it and make it tighter or loosen up for their waist. I basically bought something like that, and I really, really like those. Those are very, very comfortable. But other than that, I can still wear my regular jeans if they're high-waisted and they're comfortable, just nothing that hits my lower waistline or hip area. The next thing you need is a great tumbler. A great tumbler and some disposable straws, I will say, because, you know, I might drink in the middle of the night if I'm really thirsty, but you got night and morning breath, right? I don't want to then drink again from the same straw. No. So I would have some like extra straws on my nightstand, but a really good time. This is a Yeti and I love this thing. I just lost mine. This is Eric's Yeti. Actually, I just lost mine yesterday, but he bought me another one, so it should be here tomorrow. But I love tumblers like that because they keep something cold or hot for long periods of time. And like, I don't have an ice machine at work, so I would just fill this up with water. I mean with ice before I go to work, and it would last me till around lunchtime as long as I kept my water in it. So that was very helpful. And then the last thing, which is like the most dramatic part, is I changed my entire skincare line and like body care line, and I'm so thankful and glad that I did. What I was using before had a stronger scent, and not really a strong scent, but it was a scent I did not like. And so I wanted something really soft and sweet kind of, or just no scent at all. And so I bought all like lavender, vanilla products, and I went with the whole Fenty skincare line. I have all that stuff here, so I'm going to show you guys exactly what I purchased. The first two things I purchased, and you're probably not going to be able to see them on camera. Maybe I have to do pictures, I don't know. It's this Ultra Skin Solution moisturizing body lotion with collagen and hyaluronic acid. I'm so sorry you can't see this. My ring light is so bright, but it was only $5.99, and I love the smell. It's lavender vanilla. The next thing is this exfoliating bar soap, and there's hemp oil and shea butter, and the scent is lavender vanilla again. So I love this. I love this so much. And this was $3.99, so kind of expensive for a bar, but this is the second bar, and I had the first bar for at least 3 weeks, so it lasted a very long time. It's a really good thick bar. I also purchased this Honest Glow On body oil, and it is infused with sunflower oil. Is it jojoba oil? Coconut oil, olive oil, avocado oil, and I put all of this just on my belly only. That's the only place I use this for. And then one more thing, also got this. I got this from Amazon, this one right here from Amazon. And then this last thing I purchased is this botanical body oil. It has hemp oil, lavender oil, and then lavender botanicals. Got this from TJ Maxx too, and this oil was $5.99. Sorry you guys can't see this stuff, but I just went to a cute little self-care section and racked up on some things because I love lavender. I love vanilla. Okay, I'm also going to show you guys the face care stuff that I switched to. I wanted something that was very sensitive. I did have breakouts last time. I'm not having any breakouts this time. I think I had 1 or 2 breakouts, like really small. But I'm so happy I switched, and everything is just super gentle, and it smells really good, and I'm just so thankful. And so I end up purchasing these 3, I think these are the minis from the Fiona, okay, the Fenty Skin Care line. So I got the Hydra Visor here, I got the Fat Water here, and then I got the Total Cleanser, and I love all of these products. I got these from Sephora in like a little set, and it came with a sample of the whipped oil body cream, the butter drop, and I love this too. And I forgot to say, so with this oil, I'll drop it all over my body, and then just put a little bit of this on my hands and lather it on my body. And I love this cream. Like, it's just so, I can't even describe it. Like, it's like moisturizing like shea butter, but it's not greasy. It just feels very silky, and like that's what I have on now, and I feel like I'm glowing. Like, my skin is not oily, but it's glowing, and I just love it. I feel very hydrated when I do that routine at night. When I put on the oil with the whipped oil, the whipped the butter drop, I feel so sexy and so pretty. And I don't have on any makeup or anything, but I just feel so good because that product alone makes me feel so good. And if I don't use the butter drop, then I'll do the body oil and I'll mix it with that lotion with the collagen and hyaluronic acid, and it does its job, but it's not like the butter drop. Like, I love the butter drop. Like, I think that's gonna be like for special occasions, okay? I also purchased a couple more things. Let me grab them really quick. And so I went ahead and tried the fat water, but the milky version. So I use this one at night. This is a toner as well. And then I also I got this for free actually. This is the Gloss Bomb Heat and Hot Cherry. It's a mini one because I spent, I think, $80. They sent me a free one and I just tested it out and I really like it. And I put it on at night before I go to bed. I just put it on, get in bed, read or be on my phone until I fall asleep. And yes, I do have a little bit of pink lip on my pillow, but I just love the way it feels in my lips. I think it's a plumper. It's a universal lip luminizer and a plumper. So I love the way my lips like tingle a bit. It just feels really good. And then last but not least, I purchased this Instant Reset Overnight Recovery Gel Cream, and I love this too. So during the day, I do the Hydra Visor because it has SPF, and at night I do this cream. So I'm so happy I changed my routine. My skin feels great. It feels glowy, and it's crazy because I don't know what the pregnancy glow really looks like. I think it's just extra sweat because of the hormones and the extra blood. But one of my students, and when a child says it, it means more, I guess, because it's like they don't know, and they didn't know I was pregnant at the time. And one girl came in and she said, "Miss Marsh, you just look so pretty." And I said, "Well, thank you, child. I appreciate it. Make me feel so good. Like, thank you, I wanted to hear that." And she said, "And you glowing." I was like, "Girl, where am I glowing?" She was like, "Oh, right here." And I said, and I ain't have on no makeup. I don't wear any makeup to work. And I said, "Okay, well, child, she must not be lying, okay?" So I'm super excited I changed those products. They make me feel really good. Whew. So that is all that I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this long chatty patty video. And there will be many more to come. If you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments below. Give me some feedback, give me some love so I can continue these. I will not make these every week. I don't think I'm that strong or I have that much energy, but I will do these like maybe once a month. So the next video might be like the 14 to 20 or 14 to 20 recap, where I can go over those appointments that I mentioned. But before that happens, we are going to do our gender reveal next week, and we're going to have it posted. We already did it by this point. So you guys will see it on, I think, November 3rd. It's already recorded for you guys and probably uploaded at this point. So yes, Thursday, November 3rd, you guys will get that video to see what we're having. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.